welcome back to another episode on the Abandoned House Remodel series. On last week's episode, and in case you missed it, we remodeled an entire abandoned old 60-year-old fireplace. It was absolute chaos, and now it looks beautiful. And like we promised, next step right here, we're gonna tackle this kind of entryway mudroom section. There's not a whole lot of room in this house. It's only like 1,500 square feet, but we're here to maximize the space and make it as beautiful as possible. There's spider webs all over the place. We gotta knock all this out. I wanna put in a bench area. I wanna maximize the storage by having drawers pull out, and I want it to have a whole lot of pop. Nothing boring is gonna go on here, only extraordinary. But the first thing we need to do, we gotta demo this sucker. Let's get started. That's 1-inch steel pipe, folks. My goal here is to limit the amount of drywall repair I'll need to do, but it seems like it's inevitable. Like it's just gonna happen. Like there's no ceiling joist this is nailed to, so we're gonna have to do some mud work. Now, by all technicality, I don't need to remove these tile pieces because the cabinetry is all going to sit on top of it and the new flooring is going to butt up to it. But sometimes when things are so satisfying to remove, you just kind of want to do it. It's like taking a screen protector off your brand new phone. You don't have to do it, but it feels so good doing it. Now, we're talking about remodeling the mudroom, right? But this is such a small area that we might as well do this next level and just do the entire entryway transformation. Big glass door, more natural lighting, cool accent mudroom. It's all gonna be part of a big, cool video reveal that, man, I got so many cool ideas. Can't wait to show you guys. Now that we got a nice clean blank canvas, one of the first things we're gonna start is building the base bench area, but that's also gonna have drawers in them. Nice, super long 24-inch drawers. So we'll start building on that and then we'll get to the top ones because they're gonna be significantly off. So here's the big idea here. I'm gonna have two drawers. They're gonna be roughly 20 inches apart from each other. If I can reach this here. That will be enough to fit in the place. And then I'm gonna sandwich on top through pocket holes, the top and bottom pieces. It will have a bench top to it. So I'm gonna get like a butcher block, I think is the best way to go. And then instead of a toe kit, because that's gonna take up too much of the cabinet space, I don't wanna take away from it, all while not making the bench super high. So instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a 2x4, a 2x4 frame on the ground and then secure that frame to the flooring and then secure the carcasses to those 2x4s. And it'll be nice, sturdy, and we'll have the most amount of storage space we could possibly squeeze out of this tiny little nook. Guys, real quick, we're gonna take a quick pause from this mudroom to thank the sponsors of today's video, DraftKings. If you're stuck at home and always looking for ways to have some fun without having to leave your house, well, enter DraftKings Casino, America's #1 online casino with over 300 real money games. I'm partnering with DraftKings to let you guys know about the exciting deal they have going on right now. All new customers who sign up using my promo code MrBuildIt and make a minimum $5 deposit will get an instant deposit match up to $100 in casino credits or up to $2,000 in casino bonus funds. I'm a bit of a slot guy myself, so with over 175 slot games to choose from, including your favorites and an assortment of DraftKings exclusives, there are so many ways to have fun. And most importantly, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. So here's what you're gonna do. New customers, head to DraftKings Casino app right now and sign up using my promo code MrBuildIt. Make a deposit of at least $5 and DraftKings will instantly match that deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 in casino credits. Don't miss out on all the action this week with DraftKings. Now, thank you DraftKings for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to finishing up this mudroom. You have 1, 2, 3 panels here, and it's kind of long. It's really difficult to keep it square. You could set it square, but to keep it there is very difficult. So by having these anchor points, or the backers, they not only back, but they also keep this sucker square, because what's gonna suck is you build this son of a gun, and then you can't really install your drawers because it's kind of on 3 different planes. So it goes a long way. Here's our little face frame to really button everything together. Got my pocket holes around the sides and on the inside shelf. A little bit of wood glue, pocket holes. This sucker, wow, that's a lot of dust. It's not, trust me. And we'll be able to install it. All this dust. Base shoe cabinet slash bench is done. Now I'm gonna build the shelves, not shelves, the cabinets on top. Basically the same way, maybe a little bit narrower, but basically the same idea. So I'm gonna save you the hassle and just, there we go. We got our upper cabinet, we got a lower cabinet. Let's put our 2x4 frame together so we can start putting the sucker in. Snug as a bug in a rug. Well, that's not good. Oh, but folks, it gets even better. Oh, look how snug that fit is, huh? I don't even have to do trim pieces on the side to fill that in. Mwah, it's perfect. Oh, so great. Okay, base cabinet's done. Let's bring our upper cabinets. The beauty of working solo, you gotta count or create things that will give you an extra set of hands. So I measure the top to the bottom of the cabinet with the face frame, set this there. It should give me the perfect amount of space. Oh. I'm counting my lucky stars. Last screw of the box, and I only need 1 screw left, so pretty damn good day. I did all my math calculation. It's right here. Here's the stud. 12 and a half. 12 and a half. Bingo. Bango. Boom. All right. Lower, upper cabinet's done. We don't need this anymore. Let's do the bench top, and I went a little non-traditional method. I was gonna do countertop like granite, but if it's cold, that stuff stays cold. You don't wanna sit cold on your butt. So let me show you what I found. So for 180 bucks at Lowe's, I found this butcher block. Now, typically people put this stuff in the kitchen. I don't know why, because this stuff is stained. Some of them are not, but this one is stained. So what I figured we'd do, 180 bucks is not bad to spend. I'll probably spend that much money on lumber to make it match and glue it up. But this is already perfect. So I'm gonna trim this to size and see if we can fit it in there. I'm also gonna give it maybe like 1.5 to 2 inches overhang because I want a deeper bench, but you can still sit on while the coats are hanging and all that jazz. Good old-fashioned paint tape trick. Nice clean cut. The wood's not bad. I'm curious what kind of wood it is, but I'm not a big fan of this stain. Irina has been growing on this whole walnut color stain, so I think she'll like it. She doesn't know this yet, by the way, so it'll be fun to see what she doesn't like about my build. It is not a Mr. Builder project unless something goes wrong, and it did. I didn't catch the fact that this butcher block is not deep enough for where I need it to be. Ideally, I'd like it to be right here, minimally, so we could cover the drawers. drawer faces. And as you can see, there's a big gap. What to do? I have an accent wall that I'm planning, and I think that might just do the trick. What kind of accent wall you're asking? Let me show you. So here's my master plan with this accent part. So this is a 1/2-inch maple ply. I'm gonna stain it to be like weathered oak, Irina's favorite. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use, well, this is not maple, but pretend it's maple. I'm gonna secure these cleats sideways, and they're gonna be spaced exactly 3/4 inches apart, so they'll have these vertical cool look to it. Now, before I could do that, I gotta stain this part first, and then we'll add the section to it. And because there's a 1/2 inch here, we'll be able to get our bench area a little bit more room to kind of push forward to occlude any of the drawers that will be there. I just remember I could do something smart. It'd be a lot smarter for me to mass stain all my long pieces and then cut them out into the cleats so that it'll be the most flawless staining that has ever happened on this side of the green earth. So, being smart, basically. Okay, got my board here. It's snug as a rug for sure. It's more narrow in front than it is in the back. Typically, that's how it goes with framing. This side's stained, this side's not. So what I'm gonna do, because I only have one stud here and then two on the sides, not a whole lot of nailing room. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some adhesive on here and then press it again, give it a few brad nails to hold it in place, and then we'll start putting our cleats on and it shouldn't go anywhere. And now we actually have a perfect overhang where I'll still have a quarter, looks like about 5/8 of overhang, so that's perfect. Let's throw the cleats on, folks. So the strategy is going according to plan. I got a little spacer block. They're basically getting spaced the same exact tight distance. Now, I thought ahead of time, because I don't always do this, but I caught myself ahead of time thinking, well, how am I gonna strap my hardware to hang all the jackets? So because how tight these seams are, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out where I want them and maybe even make like a little intricate kind of pattern to it. And I'm gonna put little blocks inside for maybe like 4 different coat hangers. And that way we'll be able to have good latching for the hardware and not, disrupt a really cool pattern by putting like a stupid board down the middle and make it look like monkey butt. Just my luck. 8 pieces short. I counted this is like 40 inches wide. And I was like, oh, I'll skip them every inch. But they're every 3/4. And by the time you're doing that, it all adds up. And here we are. So I got to run back and get more material to finish this off. With the cabinets done, the accent wall done, we need to start working on our drawers. Now, typically with drawers, I like to stay with 1/2 inch maple ply or 1/2 inch ply, but the bottom of the drawer is not going to be a 1/4 inch, kind of like kitchen drawer, just because you pile up a bunch of shoes in there and that sucker's going to get heavy. That means 1/4 inch ply is going to start sinking down on you. We don't want to do it. So we'll keep it consistent, rip 2 drawers apart, put them together. Well, why are we ripping them apart? We're going to rip them up and then put them together. Stupid. All right, let me just do that. Usually I'm a fan of making dado cuts in the sides of the drawers, like right here, and then this piece would slide inside of it. It's a lot more support. But I've done this maybe 4 different mudrooms, 3 definitely for sure, where I just did this and I just put the pocket screws from the side. Shoes are gonna go in there. They don't need to be super glorious, but with the pocket holes and the wood glue, it will be strong. So for all you keyboard warriors, relax. It'll be strong. And it'll be pretty. That's a nice big deep drawer. It's big enough that you can put work boots in there. In fact, let me see if I can. I think I need this drawer in my house. Most of my boots don't fit in them, and this one's fitting and really nice. Okay, I think to pretty it up a little bit, throw some edge banding on the sides, build one more drawer, and then let's go install them. All right, so I finished the drawers, and they look fantastic. They're nice, beefy, girthy. That's what we're going for here. Now, I gotta start building the doors and the drawers. Now, before I start working on that, I'll show you how I did it. In case somebody's wondering, well, what are you gonna do with the brad nail holes? Well, as you can see, well, actually you can't see, is the fact that I filled them in. And the way I did it is, instead of putting wood filler in there and then waiting for it to dry and then sand and take the stain off and then restain it, I just decided to dab the 3 brad nails that I put in, the holes, and then I dabbed them with wood filler and then wiped it clean with a damp rag. So once it dries, I won't even need to add any stain to it. It'll just look perfect and flawless like it is right now. So in the meantime, let's start working on the doors. I'm gonna try to shave a few steps to make it a little bit easier. Let me show you what I'm thinking. All right, so typically when I build doors or drawer faces, it's a classic style and rail system. And I use my router to create my mortise and tenon that slaps it in, which I'm still gonna do that just because I want a nice tighter joint. I'm gonna make it a little bit different for the panel, the raised panel itself. I'll usually take the same stock material, obviously wider, and create my raised panel grooves that I could slide in there. But I don't wanna do that, I wanna save some time. So instead, for the panel, I'm just gonna use my 1/4" maple plywood here. It might have a little bit more wiggle room than a panel, but it will slide in there. It's all getting stained. So even if there is the smallest, like 32nds of an inch, you know, a little bit of a gap being stained, it's gonna look fantastic. So let me start throwing that on the router, slice this plywood up, put it together, and then we'll be the judge of that. Look how great these doors and drawer fronts look. They came out fantastic, and I'm really happy with the 1/4" center panel. It's actually pretty sturdy. I'm very happy with it. I'm getting ready to put, I just drilled my holes for the hardware. I'm getting ready to stain. One thing I want to give you a piece of advice is when creating these stiles and rails, right, these vertical and horizontal side pieces, make sure you use 1x3 material. Don't use the 1x2 material. And I've done this mistake before, and here's why. When you cut into the stiles for the hardware, this is the perfect amount, right? It covers it perfectly. But if you use it on a 1x2, like so, as you can see, it gets into the side of your wood piece that you're working with. So I've made this mistake before, just trying to pass it along. Don't make that same mistake. 1x3 or anything wider, perfectly fine. Gotta throw some stain on there, and then we'll see how they look on the mudroom. All right, folks, just like promised, hangers. There's not enough room to actually put a hanger. Most of them are gonna be like this diamond-shaped kind of hole pattern. So to fix that part and not to ruin our beautiful pattern here, I cut these little 2-inch, oh, that thing's stuck in there, 2-inch little bricks, wood glue it, it's stained the same exact stain as the rest of this, and then once it's dry, I'll be able to sufficiently hang the coat hangers on there that will hold like a gang of coats. And I don't know what a gang of coats is. They seem very violent, but if there's a plethora of coats, this will work. We got doors, drawers all on, hardware time. So Irina picked out some of these from Lowe's, drawer pulls, and of course it's pulls, so I have to fill in that center hole. Well, it is what it is. Once it's done, I'll sand it, stain it. But pulls here, little knobs, little just black knobs, nice and clean up top here. She picked, the funny thing is the hangers that she picked, those the hangers that I could actually hang straight down on these. They're not wide like I mentioned my fear was. And because they look so basic and I couldn't find them at the store, so I wanted to get something a little bit more girthier behind them, which it'll be kind of interesting to see if she likes them or not. I personally love them. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I think it gives you this cool, like, modern kind of look to it. So let's throw these on, see how that looks, and then we'll start moving on to sprucing the section up a little bit more. Well, quite a bit more. I'm excited for what's up to come. Everything is looking great. I think the hardware is awesome, and I'm especially excited about these hangers. Now, since that's done, the next thing I want to do is decorate this, or spruce this up. I'm not doing any decorating. Spruce up this section here, because it's a small, and it was a little dungeness kind of little mudroom. So what I think I'm going to do here is put some vertical shiplap up here, because who doesn't like shiplap? Throw some vertical shiplap. But before we do that, I need to throw baseboards down. And with the baseboard, I also have to consider my flooring. So I picked up, this is not the flooring we're gonna go with, this is just a piece of laminate flooring. So I'm gonna put it there, put my baseboard, throw my vertical shiplap on, and then I had a brain freeze. And then after we're done with that, we'll be able to get a door that has a lot of natural light so we can illuminate this sucker. A lot of exciting stuff. Let's bring the shiplap in. So this is my way of making up to Irina for the different hardware without her knowing, because she's always asking for shiplap to be placed like everywhere in our house. And I'm like, it's expensive. I don't want to do it. And she doesn't even know that I'm putting shiplap here. So I think, Irina, if you're watching this, forgive me, we're even. Folks, it's absolute perfection. This is exactly what the space was missing. I wanted a little bit more texture here on the side, and we got it. And by the time you even hang like a little picture frame on here, it's just gonna look so much more inviting. I never thought catching myself ever saying that a space would be more inviting, but this does look inviting. I wanna be invited in here to hang my jacket up. So, but we do need more lighting in here, because when you turn this light off here, it's a little dark. There's a little bit of light coming from the window, but we wanna really bring it in here. So, what I'm gonna do is bring the door that I'm gonna show you, that I'm gonna install. Check this out. There we go. So, about 390 bucks, Home Depot, fiberglass exterior door, plenty of light. Also make sure it swings open the right way. There's a left swinging, a right swinging. We need a left swinging door. So, I'm gonna take off this monstrosity that everybody was hating when I was painting the exterior of the house, but I promise you guys it's coming in. Rip this off, install it. I gotta catch my breath, install this door, and I'll show you this big reveal. Stay tuned. It's no longer a creepy, dungeness looking space. so much natural light. The lights are not even on. This is exactly what I was envisioning. Now, what's the next project? Well, let me show you. Now, don't mind the mess here. This is kind of our catch-all right now as we're going through these projects. This was our little laundry closet, I want to say. There was never any doors here. So we're going to take the smallest possible space for a laundry section, and we're gonna make it something incredible. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but this is gonna be a place that I would wanna be doing laundry. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. It means the world to me. In the meantime, here's a video you should check out. I think you enjoy.